You know what time it is. We are back with a back and biceps workout, man. This one's a little different from the last one, so let's get straight into it. We got a little warm-up set going on. You always know we got to warm up before we get started. I did do some stretches before this just to make sure my back, biceps, everything that was involved was completely ready. So this is just the body weight warm-up set. Couple reps, nothing too crazy, a little squeeze at the top just to make sure the blood is flowing correctly, and then we get into the first set. Chucked on the gloves, chucked on the weight, for the extra grip, and I knew from the first couple reps that it was going to be a tough one today, man. I'm not going to lie, it was going to be a very, very tough one. I actually haven't done this sort of pull-ups since this year has started, to be honest. In the last video I did chin-ups, and then I think before I started recording my workouts I did a different version of pull-ups. I can't remember exactly, but this was the first time I was doing weighted pull-ups for this year. And let me tell you something, those first 3 reps told me, yeah bro, this 8 to 10 is not looking good today. And as you can see, I had to stop in between. I think I got to 7. I think I had one more rep to go, and then I was like, yeah, you know what, let me jump off the bar, take a breather for a couple seconds, and finish the set off, man. As I said in the last video, do not be embarrassed, do not be ashamed to have to stop during your set. You get there's no point trying to just push through and then your reps become sloppy. Get off the bar, get off the equipment, reset, go again, finish the set with good form and whatever. So seeing how that first set started off, I kind of knew how these pull-ups were gonna go. So in my head I was like, just get at least 6, anything around 6, and then after that we'll just make it happen, man. But I was pushing for these, man. I was really, really pushing for these, trying to get my chin above the bar and all of them. If it didn't happen, then hey, I would still try and get as high as possible before I dropped the weight off. So I think now, yeah, I'm dropping the weight off for the last couple reps. And even those reps, your body's already exhausted, your back's already fatigued. Those last reps, body weight, jeez, man, they felt like the weight was still on, I can't lie. But we're still getting that nice squeeze at the top, we're getting the proper contraction, and we're controlling the eccentric part of the movement as best as possible. Now looking back, what I should have done is I probably should have got a different brick, because the bricks I use have different weights. So I probably should have just chose a lighter weight. I don't know why I didn't do that. And then I would have been able to do every single rep weighted. So you live and you learn, and this is why we watch videos back and we think, in future I'll do this and that or whatever. So moving forward, I think I'll just probably use a lighter brick so I can get the full 8 reps with the brick around my waist. And again, as you can see, removing the brick quickly, get back on the bar, man, finish the set. It's all about finishing the set. If you put a number in your head, I don't want you to aim for that number, I want you to aim beyond that number if you can. However, if you can't reach that number, make sure you hit that number. I don't know if that makes sense, but if you say you're going to do 8, make sure you do 8. If you can do 9, great. But if you do 7, think to yourself, I can probably do 8. Not every single time, but in cases like this where you're doing something weighted, drop the weight, do the reps that you said you're going to do, man, and happy days. So yeah, pull-ups, I love doing pull-ups, man. I don't know, maybe because I wasn't able to do them in the past, and I kind of forced myself to be able to become efficient at pull-ups. I just think they're a fantastic exercise, man. Always get a good pump. I think having a strong back is very important. I think it's downplayed a lot that strong back, whatever. A lot of people starting out skip out on back workouts, man. Don't be one of those people. Make sure you're working your back, man. It's very, very important when it comes to building a solid physique, an aesthetic physique, and overall, man, it gives a nice boost of testosterone to your system, because it is a very, very large muscle group, man. So I think this is probably the final set we're getting into now. Again, I've dropped the weight on this set. I actually did use a different brick, I forgot to say, but I did drop the weight and just finished off, man. And now we've got bicep curls. Now isolation exercises is a tricky one, because I have come to the realization that they're a nice supplementation to to a workout and shouldn't be the main bulk of the workout. And what I mean by that is you should aim to be doing compound movements that involve various muscle groups like pull-ups, push-ups, dips. You know, there's a lot of muscle groups working at once. Things like bicep curls and tricep extensions, which are isolation exercises, you should treat how you treat supplements. So, for example, when you're eating food, you want to eat whole food, you want to eat real foods. If you're not getting enough from your real foods or you want a bit more, then you add in supplementation. And that's how I think when you do like isolation exercise, do your compound movement, and if you feel like you need a bit more, you then do the isolation movements. Don't make the isolation movement the bulk of your workout, if that makes sense. So get the compounds out the way. If you feel like, you know what, I could fatigue this muscle a little bit more, then do it. But yeah, overall, isolations, yeah, they're good, man. They're good, but in the grand scheme of things, they're a bit inferior to compound movements. So I did 4 sets of 10 reps of bicep curls, man, trying to get a good pump, trying to get a good contraction at the top as well. Looking back, I actually probably could have slowed down even more. I actually thought I was moving quite slow in these, but this is why I watch our videos back. I want to learn, you want to learn, and I probably could have slowed down these bicep curls quite a bit, but we live and we learn, man. And as you can see, I've added another band. Compared to the first set, I had just the green band on. I've added on the black band from the second set on because it was too easy. And now you can see my muscles are working. I'm struggling to get those 8 to 10 reps, and that's exactly what we want. I use a piece of bamboo, obviously, as my curl bar, and then I've got another piece of bamboo under my feet with the resistance band attached. Guys, if you haven't got yourself a resistance band and you're working out at home, I urge you to get some resistance bands. They are game changers. They are so versatile, man, and they're very much inexpensive, man. Very, very much inexpensive. So get yourself some resistance bands. And of course, we've got the bodyweight rows, man. Excellent exercise. Build that nice thick back. Work on that core. Work on stabilizing your body. So the forearms are getting work. The biceps are getting work. And of course, the back is getting work, man. So again, 8 to 10 reps of these. We want to aim to get our chest to the bar on every single rep. Of course, that's not possible as you fatigue, but the aim is to get your chest to the bar, or get your chest as high as possible. Keep your core tight. Don't let your core slouch. Don't let your lower back slouch. And make sure that at the top, you're just getting that extra little squeeze. Don't rush through them and don't fling your body back down. Control the concentric and the eccentric parts of the movement. And now, as you can see, as I got more fatigued, I just chucked in the glove just for some extra grip. So I'm not focusing on holding the bar. I'm more focused on getting that contraction at the top. Bodyweight rows, man, great exercise, especially if you're working out at home or even in the gym. Just add them into your routine, guys. Remember, being able to control your own body weight is a big thing. Machines are great and all, bands are great as well, but your body weight, if you can master your body weight, man, it's a different level. It's different gravy, honestly. Like, that's why people look at calisthenics and people who can do, you know, the advanced calisthenics movements are in awe, because being able to manipulate your body and, you know, your muscles and everything to hold certain positions or do certain things, it's just an amazing feat and shouldn't be looked at as inferior, to be honest. And now we've got pipe push-ups. Now, me and pipe push-ups have a love-hate relationship. I did avoid them for a while when I first started out calisthenics, but great for building your shoulders and great for building your triceps as well. But obviously the primary goal is to build bigger shoulders from pike push-ups. Now, usually I would elevate my feet, but my shoulders are already fatigued from the previous workout, so I thought, let me not overdo it. I'll just keep my feet on the ground, point my toes, and just get a nice, solid decline on the way down, and then come up and push out all the way back up. Pipe push-ups can be done incorrectly. I know my form's probably not the best, but I'm still working on them. I'm working to get the form down. You want to try and keep your, what's the word I'm looking for? Your elbows tucked in, and you're pushing forward rather than down, if that makes sense. I don't know how to explain it exactly, but I know what elite form looks like when it comes to pipe push-ups. And mine are not bad, but they could be better, man. You got to be honest with yourself. You got to critique yourself. And you know, we're always driving forward to be better. There's no such thing as perfection, but we can strive for perfection. So pipe push-ups, man, 8 to 10 reps. I think mainly I got about 8 reps on each because, again, I was already fatigued by this point. But we still want to build those big shoulders. We want to build those triceps. And also, it helps to work on your handstands and what's the other one? Handstands, yeah, sorry, handstands, there is no other one. So this helps to build into a handstand. And even a planche if you think about it in some way, because you're building up your shoulders to get stronger as well. So don't skip out on the pipe push-ups and move on to the final exercise. I think this is the final one, I'm not sure. However, we have got some face pulls. Very, very important face pulls. Do not overlook them. Get yourself a band or you can do them with your body weight. But face pulls, great for building up the kinetic chain. Now, looking back again at the speed that I'm doing these at, I could have slowed it down a bit more, and I think I realized that like towards the end of the set, I'm like, man, this was a bit too fast. I need to hold the contraction at the end a bit more to really, you see how it's different now. I'm holding a contraction at the end. I'm not just going back and forth. I'm really getting the blood into the working muscles. And the thing with face pulls is there is a certain way you should do them. You should lead, well, from what the videos I've seen, is that you should lead with your elbows rather than with your hands, if that makes sense. So your elbows are the ones that you want to be bringing behind your back rather than in, like, if you, yeah, basically you don't want to be doing a row. You want to bring your elbows behind your back, if that makes sense. But, you know, so we did about 4 sets of these. And obviously the reps were higher because it's a lighter band. We're focusing more on getting the proper contraction rather than moving a heavy weight or a heavy resistance. So you want to pick a band that's reasonably tough for you and just get to work. Really, just get to work. We want to build the overall solid back. We want the nice striations. We want the nice rips. We want the fantastic physique, and we want all the aesthetics as well as the strength. So remember, don't skip back day, don't cheat it, treat it like any other workout day you would, and always work hard, guys. I'm out. Peace.